I would like to welcome everybody today. I would ask if you would please rise while our nation's colors are being presented by the Warsaw Junior ROTC.
Marked on. Marked. Colors. Hold. Left. Face. Present. Arms.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Dajanae Jones. I am the BSA coordinator here at Grace College, and a few of us in Grace College students wanted to do a little something this morning. After me, there will be Madeline Miller, Amari Seymour, Fatima, and Gershom Tedeschi. And this morning, I'll be reading Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stairs. It's had tacks in it and splinters and boards turned up and places with no carpet bare. But all the time, I've been climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners, and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on the steps, 'cause you'll find it's kinda hard. Don't you fall now, for I still climbing on, honey, and I still climbing. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair.
Hi, I'm Amari Seymour, and today I'll be singing The Climb. I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying, you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaken, but I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. 'Cause there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. The struggles I'm facing, the chances I'm taking might knock me down, but no, I'm not breaking. I may not know it, but these are the moments that I'm gonna remember most. Yeah, just gotta keep going, and I gotta be strong. Just keep pushing on, 'cause there's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes you're gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's a climb.
Good morning, my name is Madeline Miller. I'm a senior here at Grace College, and I have the opportunity to be the coordinator for our Council for Diversity and Inclusion here at Grace for this year, and I oversee our various affinity groups on campus, one of which is the Black Student Association. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? The time is always right to do what is right. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. I have decided to stick with love. Hate is too great of a burden to bear. As I reflect on these quotes from Martin Luther King Jr. and his life as a leader, a father, an advocate, an example, many words come to mind. Activism, battle, culture, discrimination, And power and justice, leader, obstacle, opportunity, strong, racism, trials, vigor, change. These are just some of the words that come to mind when I think about the civil rights movement, specifically the powerful role that Martin Luther King Jr. played in shaping history, fighting inequalities, and for justice. King desired a nation and world where the color of a person's skin, nationality, and religion never shaped another person's judgment. He never backed down from the hope of fairness and equality for every individual. He believed in humanity, that there would be a time where his 4 children would one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. So in honor of Martin Luther King Jr., many spend a day in service to others. Some honor him by spreading his message to others. Some honor him by reflecting on their own life and what they have done to help King's dream become a reality. I'd like to end with a quote that stuck out to me as I was reading over his life. However you choose to honor his message, do so with hope.
Well, again, welcome. My name is Brian Lowe. I'm the president of the committee to commemorate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And you're the community that is making this event happen. This is our 34th event. I've been a part of the board for 9 years now, and it is wonderful every year gearing up to today, the amount of support that we receive from the community to help keep this dream and hope alive for unity and healing. I want to, one, just encourage you to give. After all, my role in the community outside of today is I am a minister and a pastor, so I'm used to asking for finances. So let me help you out with how you can help support the event today. One, there's baskets. We'll take any cash donation or check that you would want to write to the CCMLK. And then two, if you'd prefer to give online, there's a QR code inside your brochure, and you can give through that. One of the things that we're going to be doing that is new to the committee is on August, we're going to have what's called Dreamers Day. And it was in August of 1963 that Dr. King shared his I Have a Dream speech. And I was watching the NBA this past weekend with my wife, and Chicago Bulls had on, shirts to commemorate Dr. King. And then there was a few clips that they were playing, and while one of the clips they played from the I Have a Dream speech was the famous line where he says, "I've been there and I've seen the mountaintop." And I just looked at my wife and we began to have a conversation about maybe what God revealed to Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. before his time was up. The fact that he saw where we are today. The fact that we began to ask ourselves, if we knew our message could outlive our life, what would our message be? And would it carry the same impact that he had? I'm thankful for that man. I'm thankful for the message that was placed in his heart, I believe, from his Heavenly Father, that has been captured by so many other hearts, and I believe is being shared right now with all of you today. If you could, I would like to take this moment and pray over today's event. Before I pray, though, it would be wrong of me not to, one, thank Grace College for their love, their support around this event, Warsaw Community High School, the choir. You guys did a wonderful job. And the group of Grace students from the Council of Diversity, thank you so much for your braveness, boldness, and willingness to be participants in today. And I so look forward to what today holds. What? You're pointing over here. And we got one more performer still? Did I take their spot just now? I did? So I shouldn't pray yet. Okay, this is an awkward way to find out. So I'm going to leave and invite them back up.
Testing. Hi, my name's Fatima, and I'm going to be playing A Change Is Gonna Come by Sam Cooke. I was born by the river in a little town, and just like the river, baby, I've been running ever since. It's been a long, long time coming, and I know change is gonna come. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there, baby, beyond the sky. It's been a long, long time coming, and I know change is gonna come. Well, I go down to my brother and I say, brother, help me breathe. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. There've been times where I thought I couldn't last for long. Now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long, time coming, and I know change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been a long, long time coming, and I know change is gonna come. Thank you.
Testing. I really argued with Kokisha. That was really unfair for me to have to follow that. But don't worry, I'm not going to sing. Definitely not. My name is Gershom Tedeschi, and I'm a resident director here at Grace. And I'm going to give an excerpt from Martin Luther King's speech, I've Been to the Mountaintop. I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead of us. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not fearing any man. Martin Luther King Jr. shared these words on April 3rd, 1968 in Memphis, and was killed the very next day. But when I hear Martin Luther King's words, I feel hope. I see a man who was persecuted by his nation, but had happiness, even in the end. I see a man who understood that God's will did not mean comfort or longevity of life, but to prompt others to realize what God's kingdom should look like. I pray that in our difficult days ahead, we can all find ourselves with no fear in man, but only to be concerned with God's will. One day, when we are in the promised land and our true home, we will find ourselves rich in diversity with true equality. But until then, let us try our best to reflect God's kingdom, will, and promised land here on earth. Thank you.
Woo. Man, that was excellent. Well, let us pray. Lord God, we come before you. We thank you for the opportunity to celebrate your word being embodied by an individual, your heart being captured by the Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., and then shared, Lord, through speech with a nation that has captured your heart. Lord, may we continue to do that. May we continue to have your heart living on the inside of us. May we see people the way you see them, for their value, for who they are, and for the potential that you've placed upon them. Lord, I ask that as we move forward today, may this be a day of celebration of the message that was transplanted from your heart to mankind. May we see your kingdom here on this earth as we live in a relationship with you, and we honor one another the same way that we honor you. Lord, I thank you for the opportunity to serve in this community and for the people that are here already embodying that message. May that continue to spread. We pray all of this in the name that's above every name, the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Ms. Kokisha?
Good morning. Praise the Lord. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of the Lord. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and do what? Be glad in it. Repeat after me. Today, my choice is to rejoice. Now let's thank God for today. Welcome to Grace, a place of grace, a place that I've loved long before they invited me to be a part of this staff. I'm Kokisha Bailey Robinson, a daughter of Dallas, Texas, and I was hired in the pandemic. In fact, my first week of work just the other year, they said, come to chapel, we're gonna surprise the students, they don't know that we hired you. And then I got a call saying, I'm sorry, chapel is not happening and campus is closed due to COVID. So this is my first time attending this glorious celebration in person. But I'm so thankful that Pastor Lowe and his church family made it available online last year. And the year before that, and before that, I wasn't hired yet, but I was checking you out from Dallas. And I loved you long before I moved here. Thank you for inviting us into your hearts. If you're streaming online, thank you for inviting us into your home. Let me thank my dear friend and mentor, Dr. Caleb. And I think it would be important to recognize him because he and Debbie are watching right now. Let's salute him for being a supporter of this event for many years. We love you, Dr. Caleb. You are absent and yet present. And whenever we stand, you stand with us, because it was Maya Angelou that said through Oprah Winfrey that I stand as one, but I come as many. And not only are we thankful for Dr. Caleb and his initiatives and heart for diversity and inclusion efforts, because they're kingdom efforts, we are thankful for our interim president, and I think it would be appropriate to thank him for his support as well. Before I pray, let me join Pastor Lowe in thanking each of you from the bottom of our heart for your sacrifice of time, resources, and your presence on today. And to the Council of Diversity, I was proud to be your boss long before you got on stage. But as I see God's work and hand and anointing on your life, I'm even more proud of who you're becoming. And I want you to know CDI, BSA, ASH, Native American Association, Esperanza Latina, and all students of Grace. You matter to God. You matter to Grace. We love you. We see you, and all of your lives matter. Let's pray. Good morning, Heavenly Father, and how we love to call you our Heavenly Father. You are the perfect King, the perfect Daddy, our Abba Father. And we kiss your face in worship. Thank you for being the architect of heaven and leaning over the balcony of heaven to Allow us to be able to enter into your presence with thanksgiving and joy. We thank you. Although we've come to celebrate Dr. King, we want to first celebrate the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. God, you are responsible for bringing us through 42 generations. Jesu Christos Kyrios. Jesus, who is the Christ, and it's because of his great love that we are family. Thank you for the cross that makes us family, but more importantly, thank you for victory over the grave. And because we have victory over the grave, we pray for that victory in a world that's often divided. God, the world stops speaking to people when they disagree. The world gets frustrated and writes people off when they don't look like them or share their perspective. But we want to live above the pettiness of the world because of Christian maturity through Jesus Christ. So give us overcoming power. Give us the power to see others, to love others. Help us to live out Sa'u Bwana, that we see Christ and God behind our brothers and sisters. And we choose to rejoice by leaning into their experience. Bless this tabernacle of praise. Anoint the speaker. And thank you for our students and the community choir and all of our brothers and sisters who have partnered as teammates. But thank you most of all for our eschatological hope, because that great day is on the way where there's no more sin, suffering, racism, or classism, and every day will be Sunday. But until then, Holy Father, we just ask for faithfulness, faith, and fortitude. We shall overcome. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. In the matchless name of the one who is and was and is to come, all believers said, amen.
I was going to say good morning, but I looked at my watch, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sean Stevens.
My name is Carlos Stevens.
And we're employees of Zimmer Biomat. Combined, we have been there for 69 years. I've been there 34 years, and my husband 35 years. We're also members of the ERG, which is called ABLE, which is African Black Leaders of Excellence. Today, we're here to honor Dr. Martin Luther King, but we're also here to honor Joseph E. Banks III, one of the founders of the Martin Luther King event. And with that, we have a tribute. And at this time, Cheryl Gill, could you please come up?
Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl Gill. I work at DePuy Synthes, and at DePuy I am involved with the African Ancestry Leadership Council. I want to thank Brian Lowe, Grace College, and Warsaw Community School System for planning this year's luncheon and the invitation to speak a bit today. Each year, Kosciuszko County comes together to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. for his excellent leadership during the Civil Rights Movement. The annual programs are organized by the Committee to Commemorate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., or CCMLK. The group was established in 1987 by Joseph Banks, Lynn Pulliam, and Darrell Hoskins. The first program was in 1988 at the Shrine Building at the County Fairgrounds. In time, Darrell moved away from Warsaw, but while Joe and Lynn continued to serve on the board and the programs committee for 25 years. Children and adults have learned more about Dr. King and the broader freedom movement in America through this MLK luncheon. We have been encouraged to support the needy and stand up for justice in the challenges of today. In 2001, Dr. Frank Beard recited the full I Have a Dream speech from memory. It was actually wonderful because he sounded like Dr. King as he spoke it too. We've heard excellent keynote addresses from locals like the former Wayne TV anchor Tara Brantley, retired school teacher Marcia Cook, who's here today, and Pastor Kondo Simfukwe and we've also heard from nationally known speakers like Freedom Rider Charles Person and former Colorado Lieutenant Governor Joe Rogers. Grace College and Warsaw area students have given wonderful musical and dramatic performances through the years. We've also enjoyed choral performances by area churches, the Voices of Unity Youth Choir from Fort Wayne, and the Fall Creek YMCA Y-Zone Youth Gospel Choir in Indianapolis. In 2011, there was a quiz bowl competition with middle school students recalling facts about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life. Other highlights each year were joining together to sing the Negro National Anthem and other freedom songs, and hearing touching prayers for unity by Reverend Chad Burkhart. Mr. Banks, we salute you for your vision to establish CCMLK. You have been a clear trailblazer in this community and are well regarded by individuals you partnered with to plan, sponsor, and promote the events. We also thank you for serving with humility at local churches, community Bible studies, and the Southside Opportunity Services tutoring program that you led in Fort Wayne for over 19 years. Additionally, we thank you for 26 years of military service. I also recognize your wife, Connie, who has supported you in your endeavors. For all of this, I ask the audience to please join me in thanking Joseph Banks for his long service to CCMLK and the broader community. Thank you, Mr. Banks. You want him to come?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Grace College. We are very pleased to be part of this important celebration. Today, we honor Joe Banks, the man, the legend, and honor a veteran as well as a retired Zimmer Biomet team member and community leader. In 1987, Joe was one of the founders of the Committee to Commemorate Martin Luther King. Joe's outstanding contribution exemplified the character and dedication, the service that embodied the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. It is our honor today, as we commemorate Dr. King, to present with this award, and we thank you for many years of guidance, leadership, and unconditional commitment. And Joe, personally, he was like one of my mentors growing up here. He moved to Warsaw back in 1980. I didn't move to Warsaw until 1988. And Joe, he was just there for me and kind of leading me along my way as I stepped foot in Zimmer and showing me just how to be a great leader and give back to the community. And Joe, we would like to have you come up now, please. Joe, it's our honor to give you this award.
Good afternoon. In 1955, I received Jesus Christ as my Lord and Master. In 1980, my wife and I moved here to Warsaw. We had seen the injustices, the problems. We'd also seen the spiritual leadership of Dr. King. When they made the national holiday, I felt led to celebrate this giant and the encouragement from employers, from churches, from fellow community members, my two friends, Lynn Pulliam and Darrell Hoskins. This program was born. The community support continues. I remember sitting in a session with Pastor Lowe's father, who made a direct challenge. He didn't sugarcoat it. He just said, racism is wrong. It fired me up the more. And this kind of program and this kind of support endorses that this was the Lord's will, and we were glad to be a part of it. Thank you very much.
I just have one last thing to say. We all know behind every great man is a great woman, and today we honor Connie Banks.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you not just for starting, for allowing something to be carried on that you started. I appreciate your heart, and I appreciate being a part of this. At this time, I get the opportunity to introduce to you our keynote speaker, Melvin Adams. He was a former NCAA All-American basketball player, and then at one point became a Harlem Globetrotter and was even named Mr. Globetrotter. Would you guys help me welcome today Melvin Adams?
Mic check. Thank you, White Chocolate. Appreciate that. Guys, I am really excited to be here. I tell you, first of all, I got to see the choir. I just want y'all to know their album is coming out on Amazon. And you can purchase that for $12.99. Then I want to thank the young girl who sang, okay, Beyonce, okay? When you hit them notes, girl, my glass broke. And the horror movies, people said they need Joe screaming in that. I want to thank the young man who came up with the black top, gray shorts, looked like Denzel, about to make Equalizer 3. And then I want to thank, I'm proud of you too, man. You two, Mr. Banks and Ms. Banks, thank y'all, man, for what you're doing. I'm just glad to be here, man. I got a call from Brian. We're the best of friends. There's nothing I wouldn't do for him, and there's nothing he wouldn't do for me. And so far, we've done absolutely nothing for each other. But we're working on our relationship. Let me just tell you, this is awesome. And I know a lot of you were shocked when you saw me walk up here because y'all was looking for a 6'8" brother. You didn't know that you could be a black Smurf and make your dreams become reality. Dreams do come true. Okay, I just want y'all to know that. I want to have fun because, you know, especially during this COVID time, man, we've seen so many people divided. We've seen more people depressed, losing hope. I've seen more suicides in public schools. And so, first of all, I want to come here. I want to make us laugh. I don't want you to be sitting there with your butt so tight Moses couldn't part it. We're going to have fun today. Because this was Dr. King's dream when it all started, that all of us would come together and eat snacks. That was his dream right there. So I'm really excited. So what I want to do today, real quick, and I'll be out of your hair like I'm out of mine, I want to dare you today to be great. Because I got to meet a lot of you, and a lot of you are great. I got to meet, at our table over here, we have Sandra Bullock. She helped a black kid play football. Right next to her, the lady, her curls is tight. I don't know, but it smells like Pantene. Pastor Brian looks like Justin Timberlake or Justin Timberfake. You make the call. You're Peter Parker, I'm Peter Darker. But anyway, let's do this. I want to dare you today to be great. My oldest son, when he was 11, he came to me and said, Daddy, I want to play football. So I'm like, cool. I put him with these 14-year-olds. They weren't on steroids. It was just fried chicken, cornbread, and Kool-Aid. Because if you want to be great, you want to hang around people that are better than you. How many of you believe that? Yeah, if you want to be great, you want to hang around people that are better than you. My youngest son at the time was about 8, wasn't into sports. He was into Legos. Everything is awesome. He's that guy. He gets distracted, so I put him on special teams. Special teams in football is 22 guys trying to knock each other's head off. You know what I mean? Across from him was a 6'4", 200-pound 14-year-old. And I looked at my wife and said, baby, he gonna kill Silas. They blew the whistle. The guy took off. His lips were so big, it looked like 2 pancakes fighting over syrup. He hit Silas, and all I heard Silas say was, Daddy! I could only see out of one eye. I said, I know, but get off the field. He goes, Daddy, I can only see out of one eye. I said, Silas, calm down. I squared his shoulders. I got his helmet. I pulled it to the front because he was looking through his ear hole the whole time. And I believe that Martin Luther King's dream was a big dream. If you want to do something big, you have to think big. Don't think small. So today I want to dare you to be great, because when I look at you, I already see greatness. The things that you guys are doing for the community is awesome. So I was so excited to fly in from Houston, Dallas. I know my girl, we're mad because our Cowboys lost. And I went to Detroit, where they hug you before they mug you and stab you before they grab you, and the flight was delayed. So I got here late, but I'm so excited to be here. But the D is, every day of your life, you have to make a decision. Life is about, you weren't born a winner or loser, you were born a chooser. And every day, so I had an opportunity to got a scholarship to Hill Junior College. It was in Hillsboro, Texas. It was so flat, you could see your dog run away for 2 weeks. And I go to this school, Coach Roberts, I want you to remember this name. Coach Roberts sat me down, he looked at me in the face, and he said, you will never play college basketball. Said, you're too little. And if you do play, they're going to call you windshield wiper, because they're going to swat your shot the whole time. And I don't know, maybe there were a lot of people that told Martin Luther King, you know what, your dream will never become reality. You'll never get blacks, white, Hispanics, Michael Jackson, people that don't know what color they are. You'll never get them together. But he made a decision. I made a decision that day that I was not going to be what Coach Roberts said I was. And I began to shoot about 3,000 jump shots every day. I ran 3 miles every day. I used to drive my mother's car on a major freeway in Houston, Texas at 4 o'clock in the morning. I would open up the door, dribble a ball while I was going 5 miles an hour until I could do it going 10. Had an opportunity to go to college in California, where the gas prices were so high in LA, the Crips and the Bloods was riding together. I got to go to a college that had won 5 games in 5 years. They were the #1 ranked team in the nation if you read your newspaper upside down. They played against Stevie Wonder's All-Stars and still lost. Do you understand what I'm saying? The whole town, the whole college, the whole community walked like losers. They talked like losers. They had won 1 game every year for 5 years. But I made a decision. I came in, the media came out, and they said, what are you going to do? And I said, we're going to win the national championship. And everybody laughed. I laughed because it was funny. Practice started at 2. I went to practice at 1. Practice over at 4. I left at 6. If I wasn't the best in the gym, I would literally beat myself up. And that year, we went 28-4. We won the national championship. You know who got MVP? The short, cute black guy. Appreciate it. But anyway, those seniors for 4 years who had all they known was losing left out as champions. My junior year came, and we got a bunch of freshmen. I knew they were freshmen because they smelled like Huggies Supreme and Similac. But see, it doesn't matter what you say. It's all about what you do. We can talk about coming together all day, but people are watching. Talk is cheap. These people were watching. They watched me come to practice early. They watched me leave late, these young freshmen. That year, we were 2 games over 500. We were okay. But my senior year, their sophomore year, we won 28 games. We lost 4, and we won the national championship again at a school that had won 5 games in 5 years. Now, that's cool, but this is really cool. When I graduated, the sophomores that became juniors won 2 national championships after I left. See, what type of legacy will you leave, and what will people say about you long after you're gone? See, every day in life, make a decision to be great. The A is aspire. I had an opportunity to play in the NBA, play with the San Antonio Spurs. And my first game with the San Antonio Spurs, we played the Chicago Bulls. Everybody knew Michael Jordan was back. He smelled like Ben Gay mothballs, but he was back. And I'm sitting on the bench. I'm the shortest. I'm the cutest. You know, I'm sitting on the bench. Michael Jordan is dribbling the ball, got his tongue out like, he throws a look-away pass, and I'm like, where is this brother throwing the ball? All of a sudden, this long-nosed, light-skinned black dude, Scottie Pippen, comes out of nowhere, grabs the ball, dunks it in, and I jump off the bench and go, yeah, way to go, Mike, you the man. But I was playing for the Spurs. I get in the game, I'm dribbling the ball. David Robinson sets the pick. I dribble off the pick, and guess who was guarding me? Michael Jordan. So I said I can do 2 things. I can pass the ball and get scared, like, ah! Or 2, I can take Michael Jordan to the hoop because Michael Jordan puts his pants on the same way I do. It may take him a little longer, but he does the same thing. I drive to the hoop. Michael Jordan elbows me in the chest. I shoot the shot. Ball goes in. I'm fouled. I'm pumped up because I've just hit on the best NBA player. I'm on the free throw line, shoot my free throw. Michael Jordan's on the right side talking about my mama got a mustache. That didn't make me mad. What made me mad was he was lying because my mama got a goatee. But that started something in my life. That if you have a dream and if you work hard, dreams do come true. When I grew up in my neighborhood, my neighbor drove taxis, and he drove Meadowlark Lemon. Meadowlark Lemon gave my neighbor tickets to go to a Harlem Globetrotter basketball game. I had never heard of Harlem Globetrotters. I played football because I was from Texas. And so I go to the game, and I'm blown away by these guys because they could do anything with a ball but eat it. And there was one particular guy, we had a lot in common. He was short, I was short. He was cute, I was cute, you know. He was bald, I was bald. We had a lot in common. And he shook my hand, and he let me rub his head. It impacted me so much that I became the new Curly. And if they were the originals, then we were the extra crispy versions. And see, one thing you have to understand about life, guys, is aspire that just like Mr. Banks, and I'm looking at this picture, there are people who he's inspiring, even though he may not even know it. There are people, you moms, you dads, your kids are watching you. You moms, your kids are watching you. Your girls are watching you. If your nails are looking like Freddy Krueger, they're watching you. They're watching how you treat your husband. They watch how you talk to people, and we're building it up. Your father, you got to realize people are watching everything you do. So aspire other people to be great. The R is recognize, and I'm going to save the tricks for the end, but recognize. See, I grew up as a kid. Many of you may hear this story, and that was a great story by Justin Timberlake that he's talked about me. That was awesome. And I grew up as a kid. My dad was 6'6". My brothers are 6'8", 6'7", 6'2". My mother was 5'3", and my aunts were Ewoks on Star Wars. But I had a dream, right? I grew up in high school. You know, in high school, when you play a sport, everybody wants to play on the varsity because if you play on the freshman team, the only people going to come to the game is your mom and your daddy. If you play on the JV team, your aunt and grandmother might come. But if you play on the varsity, the guys will get the jackets. We show in front of the girls. That's the goal. And I had a lot of obstacles, just like Dr. King, a lot of obstacles. In high school, they called me the Minute Man. I was like, Coach, put me in the game. He was like, in a minute, man, in a minute. So I went and told all my guys, I said, guys, in the third quarter, I want y'all to stand up and say, put me in the game. So I'm sitting on the bench, third quarter comes, all my buddies stood up and said, put Melvin in the game. I said, Coach, you hear him? He said, yeah, why don't you go sit with him? I'm trying to win. I mean, it was hard. I remember going to the park. If you play park basketball, the 2 best players pick the team. So it was about 9 people. So this guy picked one, he picked one, he picked one. It was 2 people left. It was me and a blind girl. So they got together in the huddle. So I'm like, what's the huddle about? Even if I can't play, I can see. But they picked the blind girl, but she had the best no-look pass I've ever seen. Like, not only did I grow up with people telling me I was too short, I was dating a girl in high school with a lazy eye. And every time I look at it, I'd be like, but it didn't even last long because I found out she was seeing somebody on the side. But anyway, there were obstacles in my life. We grew up in poverty. We were so broke, if you tried to rob us, you'd be practicing. My mother was the type of woman that if I got an 89, she'd cuss me out because I should have got a 90. If I got a 90, she'd cuss me out because I should have got a 91. And if I got 100, she wouldn't say nothing because that's what I should have got. And see, my dad was a cop. And I would see my dad come home. My dad would make me watch him, make my mother get on her knees and beat her with a water hose. And I would see these things all the time. I would see a mother who hurt people, and heal people, heal people. So when we see a lot of things that we see in our world, there's a lot of unforgiveness, anger, hurt, bitterness, all this stuff because really we don't know each other. And we're too afraid to get to know each other because fear holds us back from being great. So I'm seeing my dad beat my mom. He's beating my brothers. He's beating me. My mom's not telling me she loves me. And I was a very angry kid growing up. I was very suicidal. And I was going to school every day. But there were two people who didn't just come to work to get a check. And let me tell you, they were white. My high school principal was a white lady who came to work every day, not just to get paid. She came to work every day to change lives. She didn't care what color you were. She didn't care where you lived because she had, Jesus was real. It wasn't just some words we say. It was her life. And she didn't just go around talking about it. She lived it. This white lady, who I grew up as a kid watching Roots and Mississippi Burners, I have to be honest, Warsaw, I was angry with whites. I was angry. How do you not see that and not get mad? I was mad, and then I was mad at my dad. I was mad at my mom, and I was very suicidal. I hated authority because every authority in my life let me down. This white lady came to work every day, and she said, you know what? She said, you're awesome. I didn't even know what that meant. I mean, because most black kids don't walk in the neighborhood going, hey, Leroy, you're awesome. She said I was amazing. I said, I'm not Spider-Man. She gave me my first birthday party. And I went from making all F's to being on the honor roll, to being the first one to graduate from college in my family. My high school coach, another white guy, he drove me to one of the richest areas in Houston. The houses were nice. I grew up in drugs and prostitution and gang violence. He took me out of my environment. And you can't do that now. You might go to jail. This white guy takes me to this neighborhood, and I'm looking, I'm like, wow, this nice. And he walks in, he goes, do you know you can live in a house like that? And back in the day, there was a show called MTV Cribs. It came out. I got to be on that show twice because a coach told me I could do it. And I said to myself, if I really listen to these people, then my children won't have to grow up like I did. They'll grow up in a better neighborhood. They'll go to better schools. They'll talk different. Father, were you poor, Father? Did you eat the government cheese? Were you constipated? Were you a Negro, Father? It changed my life. See, I retired from playing professional sports and I started speaking in public schools. And I went to this little town called Harlingen, Texas. It was 99.9% Hispanic, so I was a big black dot on a white dog. And I came into this community. I wasn't like freaking out, wasn't tripping because I love people. I go into this town, and it was kindergarten through 7th grade. You know how the parents drive up, and they're dropping their kids off? Well, I don't wait for people to come to me. I go to them, if some of you have noticed that. I don't wait for you to come to me. I don't want to be in some green room. I want to be with the people. This is what it's all about. So I go up, and I start opening the door, and the first little girl, I go, hey, what's up, Dora the Explorer? Swiper, no swiping. How's Diego? She just lit up. She had more teeth than the dentist. The next car comes. I go, hey, what's up, J-Lo? What's up, Selena Gomez? Woo! I was like the lady who came up here from Dallas. Dallas, she was excited. The security guard goes, hey, you need to go talk to the principal's secretary because you parked in her spot. Listen, I got there early. I was really excited. It was late at night, and I know blacks can see at night, but I just, I made a mistake. So I don't like letting people down, so I run in immediately, and I tell the lady, I said, listen, I'm so sorry I parked in your spot, and she had an attitude, and I'm like, who wakes up angry? So I see a lady come around the corner, I go, hey, what's up, Charlie's Angels? Is Bosley back there? And the secretary goes, listen, you're a little over the top, calm down. I said, okay, Satan. So I went over to the side, and I waited till the bell rang, and then I walked up to this lady, I said, listen, if you're not doing anything, I'm going to speak to the kids, kindergarten through 7th grade. If you don't mind, why don't you come hear me? She goes, if I had time. I'm like, who wakes up mad? We have a lot of people here today that are angry. Like, what would we be mad about? You have a beautiful college, a girl who sounds like Beyonce in high school, a choir whose album is going to the top. Mr. Banks still walks smooth. Looking like Sidney Poitier. So I go speak to the kids, I'm doing my thing, and at the end of it, a 7th grade Hispanic girl. She was real skinny, she could hula hoop through a Cheerio, hang glide with a Dorito. Her clothes didn't fit. She was crying, boogers and snot was everywhere. And she hugged me so tight, I gotta be honest today, I farted. It was tight. She gives me the note and she says, when you read this note, know that you changed the note today. And she walked away. I said, okay, Selena Gomez, sorry about Justin Bieber. Keep your head up. Me, the principal, and the secretary were walking around the school. Before I was about to get on my flight to go back home, she said, hey, why don't you come to my office? Let's read the note, what the girl wrote you. I said, cool. So we go into the office, and I read the note. The note said, my dad left me 2 years ago. I wear big clothes because I cut myself. My mom goes out every week and gets drunk, and many of those men she brought back have molested me. So tonight I'm going to take some pills. I'm going to end my life because my life sucks. She said, but when you read the note, know that you changed the note. See, Warsaw, you never know what people are going through, but we get so caught up in our own little world and how we feel that we don't have the time to love on other people. And what's crazy about that is many of us always talking about Jesus because it's just something we just do. It's not who we are. Because we spend money we don't have to please people we don't like. Because that's what it's really all about, people pleasing. But I'm telling you, I got to meet this guy, Brian. This dude is the real deal. I don't know if y'all know him, but this dude is the real. When I tell you this dude is the real deal, I had a headache. He hugged me this morning. It went away. And it blows my mind. It actually inspires me, man, that when I look around, there's probably more whites than blacks. Maybe that's the town, but I mean, I'm impressed. Because you could have did anything. You could have stayed home, watched the Cardinals, played the Rams. It's going to be a good game. But y'all came out. And I know it wasn't just for the sandwiches or the chips. Y'all came out because I really believe, and even the young people, man, like you got some awesome young people. And they're watching you guys. And you're going to take Warsaw to a whole nother level. Your energy, your passion, your excitement. You got kids in there that look like Keanu Reeves, just going to matrix through life. A young girl who's on Snapchat and Instagram 42 hours a day. The ones that's laughing, that's her. But anyway, decide to be great, aspire to be great, recognize you're great. The E is expect great things. See, I grew up in 5th grade. I came home in 5th grade, saw my mom's back broke and she was bleeding. And it tore me up because I was a mama's boy. I would be there for my mom, like patching up her wounds. And I said, I never want to grow up and see a woman go through what my mom went through. So in 5th grade, I started writing poems to my wife. I wrote poems to this woman I never met. Poems like, where you at? I miss you. Call me. I came home after my first year with the Globetrotters. I'm signing autographs at the mall in Houston, and Sonia, now you gotta understand, my wife is so black, she can put her fingerprints on charcoal, but she looks good, baby. You know what I mean? My wife is fat, P-H-A-T, pretty hot and tempting. But anyway, I'm signing autographs. And Sonia walked by, and I said, the Lord is my shepherd, he know what I want. And I followed into this Barnes & Noble, and I started talking. I said, hey, do you have a boyfriend? She said, no. I said, how long have you had that problem? Don't settle for a kid's meal when you can get a value pack. Don't get a hamburger when you can get a Big Mac. She slapped me, but anyway, I gave her a number. And man, she was different than any girl I've ever dated. She'd walk into a room, and it was dark, and there was one light on her. Actually, it was like 2 because she's real black. I mean, you couldn't see her like that. And I began to realize she was the one. So I retired from playing professional basketball, and I took her to a beach in Galveston, Texas. And I don't know if any of you have ever been to Galveston, but that water is so dirty, I used to be white, and I swam in that water my whole life. Pastor Brian baptized a baby in that water, and he died. I'm just trying to tell you, it's the water. So I put a white piano on the beach. I got 11 of my best friends. I gave them all white tuxedos, gave each of them one white rose, and as I played her song, each guy brought a rose. We took a helicopter to a building downtown Houston. I had a table set up. She liked Subway sandwich, 6 cents turkey on wheat, everything but bell pepper. It's like a coffee, black like her man, one equal, Truvia. I put the ring in the sandwich. She didn't eat it, but she said, yes, Instagram. So I took her to the movie. The next day, I bought 3,000 roses. While I wait for the movie to come on, all these guys started bringing the roses. So I said, hey, who gave the roses? Was it Brian? Because I know he was checking you out. So I acted like I was mad. I walked in front of the movie theater. I grabbed the mic. Now, I've spoken in front of 8 million people. I don't get nervous. But I was sweating like Mike Tyson in a spelling bee contest. I mean, I was nervous. And I said, I want to thank my girlfriend, my fiance, for saying yes. It's been 20 years 1 month, 16 days, 13 hours, 12 minutes, 39 seconds. Nobody's counting. When my wife was pregnant with our first son, I would go by her stomach and I would just touch it. And I said, you know what? You're going to do something great. So they say that there's life and death, there's power in the tongue. You can literally speak things into existence. I said, you know, you're going to do something great. My son Seth is a freshman at a college in California, but he graduated with a 4.8 GPA. Was number 70 in a class of 900. I don't know if he's black or Chinese. I think he's blackanese. That brother is amazing. My baby boy Silas, pray for me. I'll come back next year and tell you about it. Anyway, they gave out an award at his school in elementary, kindergarten through 5th grade, and two kids get into kindergarten, 2 get into first, 2 get in second, and so on. And it's character. And character is doing the right thing, not just in front of people, but doing what's right even behind closed doors. Being willing to stand up for what you know is right and wrong is wrong. My son got that award in 3rd grade. He got that award in 4th grade, and he got that award in 5th grade. But see, it didn't shock me because I expect that. I expect great things. It's amazing. Like all today, you're going to see on TV, if you watch TV or streaming, you're going to see a lot of things. But it's amazing in life that we'll hear a lot of these things and still some of us won't even take it to heart. But we can really dare the world to be great. If I were to tell all of you here, listen, behind this door over here, there's a guy with a bat that wants to hit you in your head. Most of us would go, you know what? I think I'm going to go out that door. But some of us would go, well, who is it? Even though I just told you it was a guy with a bat. It's like when I was growing up as a kid, there was this girl, we called her Snaps, because she liked ginger snaps. So I walk up to the girl, I go, what's up, Snaps? She goes, say it again, I'm going to choke you. Now, I wasn't the smartest guy in school, but I had common sense. If a girl says she's going to choke me, she don't have to tell me twice, right? There was another guy in the neighborhood. He was the shortest guy in the neighborhood, but he talked more trash than anybody. Walks up to the same girl and goes, what's up, Snaps? She goes, say it again, I'm going to choke. He goes, what's up, Snaps? She goes, say it again, I'm going to choke. He goes, what's up, Snaps? So she's choking this guy, right? She goes, say it again, I'm going to choke. He goes, Snaps! She got both hands on his neck, one knee on his chest. She goes, say it again, I'm going to choke. He goes, Snaps! She got both hands on his neck, both knees on his chest. She goes, say it again, I'm going to choke. He goes. Now, some of you didn't get that. So I'll give you another one to help you out. Lady goes to an ice cream parlor. She goes, can I get a pint of chocolate, a pint of vanilla, and a pint of strawberry? The guy goes, lady, we have chocolate, we have vanilla, we don't have strawberry. She said, I'm so sorry. Had a long day. Well, can I get a gallon of chocolate, a gallon of vanilla, and a gallon of strawberry? He said, lady, you mustn't hear what I said. We have chocolate, we have vanilla, we don't have strawberry. She said, I'm so sorry. Well, can I get a scoop of chocolate, a scoop of vanilla, and a scoop of strawberry? He said, lady, can you spell the van and vanilla? She goes, yeah, V-A-N. He said, can you spell the choc? And choc said, yeah, C-H-O-C. He said, can you spell the freak in strawberry? She said, it ain't no freaking strawberry. He said, that's what I've been trying to tell you ever since you walked in. There's no freaking strawberry. Some of you still didn't get it. There may be one. So I'll give you another one to help you out. Guy goes to the doctor. Doctor goes, if you keep doing what you're doing, you are going to kill yourself. So fill the glass with water, and he put some worms in it. As soon as the worm hit the water, they started just swimming. He filled another glass with alcohol. As soon as the worm hit the alcohol, the worm immediately died. The doctor goes, do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? He goes, yeah. The more I drink, the less I'll get worms. And the choices that you make today, there'll be a lot of things you hear today. A lot of TV shows you're here. And even as a young black man, I have hope. When I look at the young people, I'm telling you, I have hope. This generation is like one of the greatest generations. They just love. My kids, I live in a predominantly white area, and when I tell you they do everything together, they don't look down on each other. They just love. And sometimes you can't teach an old dog new tricks. But if you're willing to change, you can inspire people. You can make people make the decision to be great. You can aspire to be great. You can recognize you're great. And I'll tell you this story. Some of you, maybe you grew up a certain way, and I know for me, I had came home, I was playing with the Globetrotters, and I don't know if you ever asked yourself these questions like, why am I so angry? Why do I fear other people that may not look like me, may not talk like me? What is it? Because if you think about the woman at the well, Jesus didn't ask that lady what church she went to, how long she been saved. He said, you've been married 5 times, something wrong. It ain't like he didn't know, but he was more concerned about her character than where she worshiped. And today we need to really check our hearts. Check our hearts. Look in the mirror, Michael Jackson, and ask the question. So I came home, I was playing ball, and I started wilding out, guys, today. I got to be honest with you. I grew up a real sheltered kid. Basketball was my life, but I was a very performance-driven, workaholic-driven guy. Even when I got married, after, you get married and you go through the, ooh, your mom's a terrorist because you're the bomb. No, Did you get a speeding ticket? You should have, because fine is written all over you. That stage. I wanted to go back on the road. Why? Because it was like a drug. You're awesome. You inspired me. My wife wasn't saying that no more. She said, wash the dishes. Hey, clean out the sink. Did you buy those toilet things to clean the toilet? And I found myself, and even going back, I called my manager in Atlanta, and I said, why am I doing the things? I got 6 speeding tickets in 1 month because I got to win. Everything is about winning. Got to win. It's about winning. And she said, you need to forgive your mom. I can remember every negative word my mother said to me from the age of 5. I drove back home, and as a parent, none of us want to hear our kids tell us because we just want to assume that we're just awesome parents where we're not. A lot of us had to learn this on the fly, and we didn't have good parents to teach us how to do it. But most of us won't even ask those questions because we want to assume that we're right. But if your kid is wilding out, you got to look in the mirror because the apple don't fall too far from the tree. We got to be honest. Stop lying. Be honest. Kids flock to me. You want to know why? Because I just tell them the truth. I say it like it is. I'm not trying to be perfect because I'm not. Martin Luther King wasn't. None of us in here is perfect except for Brian. So I go home to my mom, and I said, Mom, you never told me you loved me. You never held me. You never told me you was proud of me. That's when my brother got married to invite you. My head looked like a milk dud, but the healing began. My mom said, I worked hard. I did all this. I said, Mama, money can buy a nice dog, but love will make it wag its tail. You was doing all that working, but you never told me you was proud of me because you was still mad at your dad. So I did some investigation, and I'll be ending our story real quick. My dad's dad had been married 8 times. That brother was a pimp for real. And what kids see, they practice, and what they practice, they become. So my dad cheated. My uncle died with his 3rd wife. 2 of my brothers had been married 3 times, and my one brother threw his own son out of a driving car in California. My nephew was in a coma for 9 months. My other brother gets high so much we call him Stay High. My mom's dad was an alcoholic and a gambler, and he beat my mom all the time. My mom's mom worked 3 jobs so she wouldn't have to deal with the affairs and the abuse. My 4 uncles were gamblers, drugs, and alcoholics. 3 of my 4 aunts married abusive men, and my mom worked 3 jobs. But this is how it changed. You may look at me and go, how is it that you're able to change? How can you see so much like Mr. Banks? He probably saw probably more racism than I ever did. But how can a guy like that still love people? Especially a race that he saw, like, put him down, beat him down. And he can come up here with just great attitude, and his wife is looking good. Look good, girl. Been watching you. But anyway, how can he change? Well, let me tell you. When I played professional sports, we gambled with a game called Xbox and PlayStation. And there was a game called Madden. I'm really good in Madden. I'm like Brian's face. I'm awesome. I've never lost in Madden, never. I'm good, I'm telling you, I'm good. I beat people in France. Bonjour, oui, oui, pipi, ho, ho. You lose, I beat them. And my son Seth was watching me online playing these guys, and I'm beating them. And at 6, he wanted to play me. So I'm beating my son, I'm beating him bad. And I'm like, who's your daddy? He was like, you know. I'd run in his room and go, hey, Seth, look what I found in your pocket. Loser! He started crying. And from 6 to 8, he never wanted to play me. I came home one day, I guess he had went on Google, he learned how to play the game, and I came home, he goes, hey, Dad, you want to play Madden? I go, you want some of this? He goes, Daddy, I want all of that. So we're playing the game first quarter, he's whooping me 35-0. And he's all in my face like, who's your daddy? I'm like, you. He's running in my room like, hey, Dad, look what I found in your wallet, Capital One and loser! And he was all in my face, his breath was funky, he needed an Altoid, a Tic Tac, and some bubble gum. He was so condescending. He was talking trash. I got mad. I walked away, and I accidentally tripped over the power cord. The TV cut off, the game cut off, but I plugged the TV up. I turned the TV on, and I pressed restart, and it was 0-0. And I say that to say that many of you in the first half of your life, maybe you've been getting beat down, maybe verbally, emotionally, maybe physically. But every day is a new day to press restart. Martin Luther King's dream was that every day we would press restart and make the world in what it's become. And we've come a long way as Americans. We've come a long way as people. My kids go to a predominantly white school. I mean, the world has changed. But we don't get complacent because we still got some work to do. And we got to get out of our comfort zone. We got to get to know people. You know, got to go hang out with the Hispanics, eat some tortillas, some refried beans. You're going to have gas, but the food is delicious. Hang out with some blacks. You're going to get some fried chicken, some cornbread, some Kool-Aid. You're going to have high cholesterol, but you're going to understand. Hang out with the whites. Go to church. The Lord died for you and for me. You'll learn how to kiss your dogs in the lips, pay your bills on time, but you'll learn. We need to come together. Every day is a new day to press restart. Get to know other cultures. Who wouldn't want to hang out with that lady who came from Dallas? Who wouldn't want to hang out with her? That lady is amazing. That's like T.D. Jake's wife. Who wouldn't want to hang out with her? Her energy, she said, Lord, like 14 times in that prayer. I want to hang with that lady. Brian, he is amazing. He's a good father. I saw how he was with his daughter. The lady across from him, who wouldn't want to get to know? She hadn't said a word all day, just rocking. Holding everything in. And I'm going to leave you with this, and then I got a couple of kids. I got a kid named, I think he went to a Globetrotter game. He's 8 years old. His name is Renard. Ray, can he come up here real quick? Okay, I see him coming. Then can I get Brian's daughter, the young one, the basketball girl? Oh, she left just like my daddy. Okay, cool. Come on up, young Michael Jackson. Okay, let me see. Can I get Brian's older son? Yes. Yeah. Now, this dude is tall. You know you're tall when you wake up and you see the Lord. Look at this. He picked me up. Welcome to Warsaw. Okay, let me see. I need a girl. Okay, can I get the girl right here? Like right there. Yeah. Taylor Swift. Yeah, come. Yeah, okay, cool. We know you were trouble when you walked in. Okay, got Taylor Swift. Okay, there she is. Okay, yeah, come on down, Kim Kardashian. Yeah, come on down. Yeah, okay. This is awesome. Now, before I do the tricks, and I'm going to end with the tricks, and then I'll be out of your hair like I'm out of mine, all right? I'm going to leave you with this. There was a 19-year-old kid, true story, from Canada, who had a dream to sing in the choir. No, he had a dream to play chess. And ESPN had put on this competition. The winner would get a round-trip ticket around the whole world. But this 19-year-old kid began to doubt, saying to himself, how can I beat these men that have been playing chess for 50 and 60 years? They played chess with Abraham Lincoln. They knew Thomas Jefferson personally. There are many days I looked in the mirror at 5'8" with high heels on, trying to play a professional sport where the average height is 6'4". There are many days I looked in the mirror and thought, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I am too little. Maybe I am a black mini-me, hot liquid magma. He goes to the first day of competition, he wins. Second day, he wins. Third day, he is the national chess champion. And his first stop was to London, England. And he walks into the museum, and he looks in the back. There was an oil painting of a chessboard. He was so excited he had more teeth than the dentist. And he started running in the back, and all you saw was his elbows and his butt. And he's looking at this oil painting of a chessboard. And he noticed there's this real big muscular guy, like from the guys from 300, Sparta. And he's reaching over the chessboard, instilling fear into his opponent. And on the other side was a kid with a tear going down his face, like, and underneath it says checkmate, or basically you lose. So he looked at the muscular guy, and he looked at the kid. But he noticed something about the game. He runs outside, he gets a taxi, he says, take me where I can get a chessboard. He gets a chessboard, he brings the chessboard back, he puts the chessboard right in front of the chessboard that's on oil painting, and he started making moves on his board according to what he saw to the chessboard on the oil painting. He looked at the muscular guy, he looked at the kid. He looked at the muscular guy, he looked at the kid. And he started making moves on his board according to what he saw to the chessboard on the oil painting. And he stopped. He looked at the kid in the picture and he said, don't quit. You got one more move. Don't quit. You got one more move. There's some of you ladies here today, you're mad at your husbands. You want to put rat poison in his coffee and then go to church on Sunday. Don't quit. You got one more move. There's some of you fathers that spend more time at work Because at home, you don't feel loved. You don't feel appreciated. So you'd rather just spend time at work than come back home. Don't quit. You got one more move. Young people, y'all are amazing. You're going to grow. I know it's hard sleeping in your mama purse, but you're going to grow. Your hair smells like herbal essence. Young people, don't quit. You got one more move. See, I've been to the mountaintop like Denzel said. I was looking down. I was scared. And I see this generation. I've gotten to go all around the world. Been everywhere. I've been all over. I've been everywhere. And I've seen a lot. And I'm telling you, Warsaw is something to get excited about. These young people are amazing. They love you. They don't care what. You can have boogers in your nose and gas. And they love you. Don't fart. They love you. So I want to dare you today to be great because, Warsaw, you're great. And you're great because you're doing things that a lot of people, they're not doing this in Fort Wayne. COVID scared them off. But you guys said, you know what, we're going to come here with our masks and we're going to eat some Subway sandwiches, but it ain't really from Subway. We're going to drink some water, and some of y'all got to go to the bathroom right now. And you're holding it in because I can see it in your face. Because when white people turn red, that means you're holding it in. Black people turn purple, so we're all the same. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to end this last thing, and I hope that in these tricks you learn a life lesson about how we can come together as one. I came into your town, Warsaw, and I went to the hotel. I'll tell you about that later anyway, but I'm going to do the tricks. We always let girls go first because, you know, girls will get mad. Okay, so we got Taylor Swift right here. Kim Kardashian, you're right here. Okay, right here. Shorty Doo-Wop, you're going to come right here. Yeah. And white kids on steroids, you're going to come over here? Okay, cool. Okay. I hope you just notice I'm not going to say anything about God, but everything that I'm going to do is God. Because I shouldn't have to say his name. You should just see it in my life. I don't have to go around telling you I'm a Christian. Just watch my life. I'm going to let my light shine so you see. But if you got to talk about it, it's always some goofy stuff going on behind closed doors. The person that's laughs, you know what I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these tricks for not just one person, but 2, 3.5 people. And I have 2 rules. Rule number 1, you see anything you like, you clap. Rule number 2, you see anything you don't like, you still clap. Cool. Now, I was watching you girls, and all of you girls are beautiful. Tell me something I don't know. But all you girls have hands. So girls, I know it's hard because girls, you're always thinking, right? So if you're a girl, you need to wake up every morning, you need to look in the mirror, and you need to, talk to yourself. Like if you're white, you need to go, oh my God, I'm so amazing. If you're Hispanic, muy bonita, caliente. If you're a black girl, hey, for real though, hey. If you're Asian, get ready for photo now. Whatever you do to build your self-esteem, you got to do that, okay? All right, so we're going to let you go last because you're all talking smack. Okay, so this is...
Ashley.
Ashley. Okay, Ashley. Ashley, I'm going to do a trick, right, and you just have to do what I do, and we believe in you. All right, Ashley? So the ball's, you got to get your hands ready. The ball's coming. If it hits you, I'm going to laugh, but I'm going to help you, okay, Ashley? So, Ashley, what you're going to do, round the waist twice, this leg twice, fake the pass, push it down off your knee. Ready? Okay. All right, Ashley, here we go. Sweet. 1, 2, boom, boom. See what you got, Ashley. So you go round the waist. Go, girl, look at you. Yeah, there you go. And then round the leg. Go, girl, okay. Then you go fake the pass. Okay, that was good. You scared me a little bit, okay. Good job. Yes, give it up for my girl, Ashley. Now, Ashley was nervous. She was sweating. She was nervous because she was like, oh, my God, everybody's looking at me. Does my hair look okay? Then I put lotion on my knees because my pants have holes in them. But you know what? When y'all started clapping, she was like, I'm the bomb.com. All because all of you were clapping. Some of y'all was like, she ain't gonna do that. But she did it. She smiled. She has more teeth than the dentist. Just because you believed in her. Good job, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Now this is...
Rehan.
Okay, Rihan. Looking like Jaden Smith. Okay, we ain't Karate Kid 2 coming out. Okay, Rihan, what you gonna do? Really the trick, Rihan. You gonna roll the ball just like this? Well, I know, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Okay. Roll it here. Hold on, let's just check. Hold on. It's here. Round the back, knee, foot, back. What you got? He looking like, okay, yeah, there you go. Then round the back. Then round the back. Okay, you got to stop eating that cornbread because you struggle, you know what I mean? Okay, then go off your knee. Okay, then off the foot. Okay, kickball. Okay, then round the back. You're doing good. There you go. Then off your elbow. Good job. Yes, give it up for my boy, Rayhan. You're amazing. Don't leave now. Rayhan was so excited because he'd been sleeping in his mama's purse eating gummy bears that he was able to come out into the world. And he did real good. And he has a beautiful smile. What would not make you want to love a kid like that? And his breath smelled like Colgate. Beautiful smile. Look, he steals my hand. That's all they want. They want you to tell them that they matter. When Jesus came, his daddy said, "This is my son whom I love and I'm proud of." That's 3 words that all of us want to hear. I'm proud of you, I love you, and you're my son and you're my daughter. It's that easy, but we make it so hard. They get past it. Now this is Braden. Braden. Mike on 12. Braden. Braden, really the trick, okay? Braden, what you gonna do? Hold on, Braden. Go. Catch. Okay, we're not gonna do that because if it gets in his hair, we're gonna lose the ball for 2 weeks. Okay, that's a lot of hair. So, Braden, what you're gonna do? You're gonna turn towards that way, not now, but when you're about to do your trick, round the waist twice. So don't fart, Braden, because we don't want to kill your daddy and your family. So you're gonna turn this way, pop, lock, and drop. You got it. Here we go. Don't fart, Braden. Here we go. Good job. Yes. Now, Braden. Braden. Look at the choir. Hit the beat, girl. Hit the beat. Braden, I met Braden when he first came in, and he was tall. And I said, "Man, do you play ball?" And he was like, "No, I'm kind of coordinator." So I said, "You know what? I'm going to pick him because I didn't know that Porzingis lived in Warsaw." And you look at these kids, they're going to school, and they're walking through Warsaw. You see people, they may be going through a divorce. COVID did some stuff, man. A lot of people lost their jobs. There are a lot of people walking there, they're depressed. And it's funny how Christians, like, we're real good on, we can talk that stuff, but we don't know how to do simple things like just buy somebody some Starbucks. You don't even have to say Jesus, because they're going to be tripping on why you even did that. Just walk up to somebody and say, "Hey, you know what? Your hair smells like herbal essence." I smell it. It looks good. They go, "Thank you." I saw Miss Banks. I just walked by her, little red, little red riding hood. I was like, "You going to your granny's house?" And we just talked, and she just smiled. Mr. Banks was looking at me like, "Don't be talking to my woman." All right? Lord, use my hands to do your will. I saw the lady who gave her mom the flowers. I called her Mary J. Blige. She had more teeth than a dentist. The young girl over on the side with the blue, the glass, I called her, I forget what I called her, Holly Berry or something. She just lit up. When I first walked in, I gave the girl who did the poem, I gave them all names. I didn't say nothing about Jesus. I just immediately came in here loving on people. And y'all look, some of y'all, the quiet ones are like, because the quiet people won't allow people to talk more, and the quiet people won't allow people to shut up. And everybody's trying to make you be who they want you to be, but be you. Because who you are is awesome. Because you don't look like me, don't talk like me, you're still special. You don't have to talk like me. You don't have to walk like me. You don't have to talk, educate like me. Be you. Because being you is enough. It's enough. And the city of Warsaw, you guys are amazing. You're great. And I'm going to end you with this, with Kim Kardashian. This is, what's your name?
Kyra.
Kyra. Okay. Kyra, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin the ball on your finger. Now, she said, "I can do that without you." Okay, Miss Independent. Okay, I don't need a man. Now, do you believe that I can spin the ball on your finger?
Probably.
Okay, that was really motivating. Okay, let's ask her again. Do you believe?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. All right. Now, Kyra, before I do it, there's a couple things wrong with your finger. Okay, you got to file it down a little bit, because you could stab somebody in China. Is that peanut butter? Oh, here we go, Kyra. Here we go, Kyra. Hold on, Kyra. That light is, that's like that French fry light. Hold on. Real hot. Hold on. This for you, P. Hold on, sorry. Gotta get a grip. She said, "I can do it." Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh. All right. Kyra, you want to know why I picked you? Listen, give it up for my young people. Thank you so much. I dare you to be great and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much. Thank you, man. You did awesome. You did awesome. When I grow up, I want to be like you. I want to be tall like you. Oh, like me? No, here you go. I'll take you when I need that.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed yourself today. Would you help me welcome the Warsaw Community Choir as they come out? And I would like everyone please to stand and sing along with them as we end today's program with singing together that we shall overcome. You can find the words for this inside your program. Thank you, Warsaw students. Thank you, Grace College. Thank you for those that are here in attendance. And to Joe Banks, thank you for starting something that the community is continuing to carry on and being a catalyst for change and unity. Thank you, sir. This closes this year's event. If you would like to be a supporter, again, you can do that through the program online or through the baskets that are at your table. We have extra lunches available for anybody that would love to take one home. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you to those that have attended online with us. God bless you guys, and don't let anyone outlove you today. Goodbye.